Hey guys, behind me here I have the Surron with the foot brake upgrade. So this blue bike that I have behind me is actually my dad's bike. After he rode my Surron, he fell in love with it, so he bought another one. Now I come from a mountain biking background, whereas my dad, he's been riding motorcycles all his life. So we come from a kind of a different background. And one thing that my dad didn't like about the Surron was that the front and rear brakes were on the handlebars instead of having the rear brake on the foot or in front of the peg. And luckily I found a website that sells the foot brake for Surrons, and I was kind of hesitant because I saw that nobody had used this product before, and it looked like I would be one of the first ones. So I wasn't even sure that it was gonna work or not, so I took the risk and ordered one. Yeah, so here it is. So it looks just like a regular motorcycle foot brake. You can adjust the spacing for the lever here, and you have a foot peg. But it says you have to use a DOT oil for your brakes. That means you can't use Shimano brakes for this because you have to use DOT brake oil. So we went with the Sram code brake. It uses DOT brake oil, so it would actually fit. So I bought a front and rear set for the Sram code. So my dad's got a big brake upgrade, and then I had to buy the foot brake on top of that. So this brake upgrade is very expensive. Now this brake kit originally was designed to be used with the Hope brake calipers. So I got in contact with the guy who actually designed this product, and I asked him if I could use the Sram code, and he kindly guided me through this one part that I need to order to make the setup work. So this connector kit will let you run the Sram code brake hose, but there's one thing you need to pay attention here. This is where I made a mistake. On this website, there are two options, one for close and one for open. So I ordered the closed one because I didn't know what I was doing, but you have to order the open one if you want to run Sram code, and I'll show you later in the video why that's important. I brought all the parts over to my local bike shop, and they were very puzzled at this. The first problem that we ran into was the reservoir for the brake oil was way too close to the swing arm. So we added some spacers and continued on. And this is where my problem started. The nipple supplied in the kit was just a tiny bit bigger than the Sram hose. So we had to stretch the hose a little bit and force our way in. Because we basically shoved the nipple into a little bit smaller hose, the hose had stretched a little bit, and the outer diameter of the hose gotten a little bigger, which meant the other piece that's supposed to go over the hose couldn't go in anymore. And this is where buying the open connector kit is important, because if you buy the open connector kit, it has a cut in the middle, so it's very flexible. So even if the hose expands a little bit, it can accommodate to it. And as I was trying to pull out the nipple, it was stuck in there so good that I ended up breaking it, which is not a good news. So the bike shop searched through all their little shelves and little boxes and tried to come up with the replacement part. Obviously, doing this, I knew it wasn't gonna be a perfect fit, but I just wanted to test it and see if it would work, and later on I could order the replacement part. Ideally, I wanted my dad to test ride this after the installation, but he wasn't available, so I had one of my friends, James, test ride it over the weekend. He has no background in mountain biking or dirt biking, but he does have a motorcycle license, so he will still be a good test rider for this. This is James's second time ever riding a Surron, and for a second time, it's pretty good.
I did a wheelie down the dirt. Oh man, I thought, okay, I need to get some speed for this one. I actually want to clear it, and I went, whoa, I actually fell back.
It was good though. It looked good on camera.
No, it's good. It was not intentional at all.
Yeah. Ooh, that rock. The foot brake working good?
Yeah, it's all good. You kind of get used to it, and then it's fine.
Yeah, I think I'm the first customer, so I wasn't sure if it's gonna work.
Looks sweet.
Yeah.
Well, it's just like riding a motorbike.
Right.
You want to put your foot, if you want to brake, your back brake, you just chuck your foot down.
But I think the spacing between this and this, it's a little close. I think it would be nicer if it's a little further apart.
It doesn't bother me.
All
Then
right.
again, I'm a rookie. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. So.
Right. Now the one thing that I don't like about this brake kit is the spacing between the foot peg and the brake lever. It's way too close. So when you're standing up and like you're going up really steep stuff, or like you're changing the position on your foot, I often touch the brake lever by accident. Yeah, I really wish that they would make this piece longer. Yeah, so you have more room for your foot to move around. I mean, I have the thing extended out at the furthest point, and still way too close. I can fit my hand in there, you know. I mean, you can move this foot peg to further back to space out the distance, but then you'll be changing your riding position, so I don't know if you really want that. The ghetto connector kit that we assembled at the bike shop, it held up for the day, but it is leaking a bit, quite a bit. So I've already ordered the replacement connector, and because I live in Korea, it'll take another month to get here. For now, I'm just gonna use this connector and just check the oil level as I ride. So please stick around for more updates on this brake in the future, and I'll see you in the next video.